it is a block, if it's a block in your deep veins in your legs, we call it deep vein thrombosis, DVT, because there's a flow, the flow of blood is restricted or is stopped. Welcome to Dayspring Life and Health channel. Today we're going to talk about cardiovascular diseases. What is cardiovascular disease? Or what are some of the cardiovascular diseases that we know of? I want to say in the terms that will make it easy to understand. Cardio means heart, and vascular basically means the vasculature, which is your arteries and your veins. So when we put it together and we say cardiovascular disease or diseases, all we mean is a combination of diseases of the heart and also the vasculature or the vessels. So some of the common ones that come to mind for cardiovascular diseases are your heart diseases, which include your heart attacks, your heart failure, heart muscle diseases such as cardiomyopathy, and other heart-related diseases like cardiac rhythm or heart rhythm abnormalities, including atrial fibrillation. We can also mention a few other ones such as coronary artery disease, basically the disease of the heart arteries or the arteries on your heart. When they get occluded by plaque or they get blocked or narrowed, it causes disease. As we said earlier, cardio means the heart, and the vascular means the pipes or the tubes that go in and out of the heart. And so those examples were for the heart specifically. There are other diseases of the vasculature or of your blood vessels which are also under cardiovascular diseases. Examples of these diseases are peripheral artery disease, which sometimes leads to intermittent claudication, pain in the legs upon exertion of the muscles, which also resolves when you rest. We can also talk about deep vein thrombosis or pulmonary embolism. All those diseases are related to your vessels, to your vasculature. So because of that, we can also classify them under cardiovascular diseases. We can also talk about stenosis of the carotid artery or a blocking of the arteries in your neck. So the other form of cardiovascular disease is strokes. And as you can tell, stroke is basically either a blocking of an artery or vein because of a clot. If you think about cardiovascular diseases, it's a plumbing disease. In other words, apart from cardiomyopathy or the heart muscle disease, all the other diseases in cardiovascular diseases are related one way or the other to the vessels, the blood vessels, whether they are occluded by a wax-like cholesterol material leading to narrowing of the arteries, or they are blocked. So if you think about a plumber trying to fix a drain which is clogged, that is how cardiovascular diseases happen. They basically are all the result of a narrowing pipe, narrowing tube, which is either blocked at one point or so narrow that the flow of blood doesn't occur as naturally as it should be. So that is what causes most of the cardiovascular diseases. Heart attacks do occur because on the coronary arteries there is a blockade due to a plaque or a clot that forces blood not to be able to move forward or flow naturally as it should do under normal circumstance, and thereby leading to cell death in the heart muscles. If you talk about strokes are also due to a blocking of the blood vessels in the brain, or for that matter, a bursting of the blood vessels also in the brain that leads to bleeding in the brain, which are the less common ones, but for the most part, a blockage of the same tubes. So Cardiovascular diseases are typically what I would say a disease of blood flow, a disease of plumbing of your arteries, of your blood vessels. To understand cardiovascular diseases, understand how water flow in pipes and how bad it is when something blocks the flow of water. Use an example of a drain that is clogged by hair that would not let water flow. It could spill over and cause problems in the house. That is essentially what cardiovascular diseases are about, with the exception of cardiomyopathy, which involves the cardiac muscle itself, which is actually in trouble. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is Dayspring Life and Health channel. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Thanks for watching.